Hey, our upgrade pace is looking solid right now, but I do think we need to push harder if we want to stay competitive. Here's the report.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to my F1 2017 career mode. But today is a bit of a different episode and a few issues. I'm going to explain straight away so you guys know exactly what's going on. Now, this particular race, I recorded it twice. The first attempt did not go very well, and 18 laps in or so, I decided to restart because the race, literally not a single thing happened, and I was last, almost a lap down. So I decided to restart it and try again, and the second attempt, which went better, like it was actually a successful attempt. However, it turns out I actually ran out of hard drive space, so therefore it's the footage only captured the first 6 laps of the race. So all I have is the audio from when I live commentated, and what I've done is I've gone into the replay cameras to try and salvage and try and, you know, give you guys an idea of what happened via replay cams, so you won't have the actual on-screen graphics. So hopefully you can appreciate that. I tried to make this video possible. I wasn't going to record this a third time because I just didn't have the time. So yeah, hopefully you guys can appreciate I already recorded this one twice, and it's just a simple error of judgment in terms of judging how much memory I had left on my computer in order for me to record this episode. But hopefully what I've done will hopefully be enough for you guys to enjoy the episode nonetheless. But as you saw in the background, in the meantime, we already got Friday practice with a few little struggles here and there, but overall a pretty successful session, and we now move into Saturday for qualifying. And I've got to say, I felt confident going into the qualifying session. The car felt good, and we had a good setup, and overall I was, you know, quietly optimistic. And in Q1, as you can see there, we get P8, just a couple of places behind my teammate Felipe Massa on the Ultra Softs, and then I felt confident, like I said. So in Q2 I went for the slower Super Soft compound tyres, and once again, we managed to get a very good lap together, and as you can see, 7 tenths down in the middle sector there, Massa just up the road, and then we move in down to the final corner and the final sector using a slipstream from my teammate, and we are going to come across the line to go P5 at the time, but obviously we wouldn't finish there as people would improve elsewhere, and we would eventually finish in P9, just about getting through there. Massa unfortunately getting knocked out in P11, and then in Q3 we went out for 2 runs, the best of which being my first. So we're going to show you the entire lap here and see how it all unfolded, because my second attempt, I'll show you what happened. I just had a track extend, and under pressure we just made a little mistake, but this is my best attempt, so we're going to ride on board now. And so far turn 1 was really good, got it absolutely perfect. Then turn 3 now, also very good, avoiding the curb on the left hand side there, absolutely no wheel spin, and getting the DRS open there as we now make our way down into turn 4, spotting the 100-meter board and braking down to 4th gear with a possible little bit of 3rd gear if you need it to get the nose into the corner, and then get some good traction out of the exit, and then through turn 5 into turn 6, really trying to find the limits of the track grip here on the right hand side of the car, really leaving it out on the edge as we go across the second sector split, 3 tenths up on Sergio Perez at the moment. So looking good so far as we now go into the final sector. Sebastian Vettel drops the hammer with a brilliant lap time as we now throw it in to the penultimate corner, really using all the track available here, and then into the final corner. I just sort of turned in a bit too early and compromised my overall line into the corner, but nonetheless across the line is second place and 6 tenths behind Sebastian Vettel there. And then on my second attempt, I was 2 tenths up, and I was going to find some more time here in this final sector as I made a mistake, but I cut that corner a little bit there, and that ruined my attempt, and a bit of a shame really, because I definitely think there was about 2.5 to 3 tenths in it if I'd really committed to those final 2 corners properly, and that might have given me P3, maybe even P2. I was lucky and I got it absolutely perfect, but nonetheless, that was the story of qualifying, and overall P4, a very good result for us, and I'll happily take that into the race tomorrow. But with that said, we are now going to move into Sunday for round number 9 for the Austrian Grand Prix, and once again I do apologise for some of the issues in the race, but hopefully you guys can still enjoy it nonetheless. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the race. Right, here we are then on the grid for the Austrian Grand Prix. A pretty good qualifying yesterday, and going into the race today, it's going to be a bit of an interesting one because we have an all-Ferrari front row, and the guys in red are just absolutely untouchable around here. They just got some great pace in that car, but you know, we can try and make something happen. Obviously from 4th place there is a possible podium if we can get in front of the Force India on my left, so hopefully we could try and have a good race here today. Realistically, if I could just get inside the top 5, that'd be a good result, or even top 4, you know, just finish where I started. I don't think we're going to be going forward too much. It's going to be more a case of just looking behind and making sure we don't fall backwards. However, we do have the benefit of strategy because I believe I was one of the few, if not the only person to qualify on the super softs in Q2. So therefore, if we look at the race strategy, you can see we have a one-stop, whereas I know most of the AI will be going for a two-stop strategy. So with that in mind, we do have an opportunity this race to try and do something different and try and hurt the AI in a different sort of way this race. Hopefully it works out for us, and it's going to be a very, very interesting race. Dry conditions expected throughout the entirety of the Grand Prix, so let's see how it all pans out and let's see how this race unfolds. So without further ado, let's jump straight into round number 9 for the Austrian Grand Prix. Right, here we go. We're going to get ready to the 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go here at Austria. It's a pretty good start, to be fair. Nice bit of traction on the super softs, and Perez gets a good start, as does Esteban Ocon. Lewis Hamilton also on my outside here in the Mercedes. He's gone for the move. He's absolutely done me there. Brilliant move from Lewis Hamilton. We've lost 2 places so far, so not a great start from us. But looks like Vettel's still in the lead of the race here as we go to turn 3. On the brakes a little bit late. I've got some confidence into here compared to that AI. We're going to take the inside line. No overtakes happening just yet. We're going to pick up the traction out of turn 3. Do we have the speed? Yes, we do. We're going to try and follow Ocon's slipstream to try and stay in front of Lewis Hamilton. And that's exactly what we've done. And we've recovered a position. So we're back up into P5. But Ocon has made a good start. Also Perez as well into second place. So the Force Indians, definitely the fast starters here in Austria. But let's see what our pace is like on these tyres, and let's see if we can keep up with these guys in front of us and also not drop off the face of the earth with our pace too much, because it's going to be a very competitive race with such a short lap. Oh, Ocon's locked up into turn 4 there, but he didn't really make much of a mistake. He just basically got the right front a bit cooked up on the braking. But right now we are faster than Ocon here. I'm very impressed. We've got some pace at the moment. Also, I think Raikkonen or Sebastian, I can't tell who's in the lead, but whoever it is, they haven't got great pace. They're sort of struggling to really break away from the pack here. So if I can just clear Ocon, then we might have a chance of maybe not catching up to those front 3, but keeping them much more within our sights. But I need to try and pass Ocon here sooner rather than later. And so far, we're looking pretty good on these tyres. I feel good on these tyres, and I'm hoping to make the move here. Raikkonen, fastest man, so he's the Ferrari that's further behind. And Vettel is the one who's struggling. DRS now enabled here. So let's try and set ourselves up for an overtake on Esteban Ocon. I think I'm going to go for the move here, try and be a little bit cheeky. A little bit of rich mix being used just to make sure we get close to Ocon. I'm going to try and go for the dive into turn 3. I've got DRS on him now, so if we make the move under braking, it means we will have DRS on the back straight. So we're going to get the move up the inside, squeeze him out there just about, and there we go. Open up the DRS, and we're up into P4. So very nice calculated overtake on Ocon there. But now let's see if we've got some pace to try and keep up with this front 3. Okay, it looks like Vettel's been overtaken by Perez, and now he's being overtaken by his teammates. So it looks like the championship leader is struggling for pace early on here at Austria. Right now, we've got some good pace. We're breaking away from Ocon, just trying to shake off his DRS. But right now, Vettel down to P3. He could be the next target, as he looks like he's going backwards here. Right, another personal best. Car feels good at the minute. Actually, it feels really good, to be fair. Right now, Sebastian is just up the road, and we are catching slightly, but Hamilton has passed Ocon. He's going to be the bigger threat, as he's starting to catch me up now on them ultra softs. But right now, the car feels good, and that's the main thing, so I feel pretty confident to push it. Oh, caution. Virtual safety car deployed, and I think someone went off at the end of turn 4, from what I could see on the mini-map. Either way, it's going to buy us a little bit of time to save some fuel, and sort of just give these tyres a little bit more life and a little bit more longevity for the strategy. But so far I feel pretty good. Hamilton is now within DRS, but I'm not majorly concerned just yet, because I feel pretty confident in our straight line speed and also just our general pace. But so far the race is nicely poised if we go for the one stop. Right, so far everything is under control. Bottas has now joined in on the party behind his teammate, and so far everything looks pretty good. Even tyre wear is pretty good. And now, unfortunately for us, Sebastian Vettel has found some pace, so he's picking up the pace a little bit and catching those in front of him again. So that top 3 is sort of constantly up and down, topsy-turvy when it comes to pace, and always like sort of scrapping with each other. So this bodes well for me in my one stop if they go for a 2 stop, because it means I will be a whole pit stop ahead of them, hopefully. So I'm praying really they go for the 2 stop. Okay, Sergio Perez has come in, as has Lewis Hamilton. So those guys are possibly on 2 stops, unless they come in for soft compound tyres. But even then, softs would be a bit of a stretch for the remainder of the Grand Prix. So I'm going to presume those guys are on 2 stop strategy. So right now, it looks like we're on for at least a podium. And let's wait and see if the Ferraris come in this lap. I've got a feeling, though, Ferrari are very good on tyre wear, so I can't really see them pitting and going for the 2 stop unless they come in this very lap. We have Sebastian Vettel, I think, in the pit lane. So could the 2 stop still be on? That's going to be very interesting for me personally to witness. I mean, if there's a team that can make their tyres last, it is Ferrari. But if Vettel's in this lap, that means surely Raikkonen will be coming in this very lap now. So that's very interesting now. Okay, Kimi has indeed come in, as has Valtteri Bottas. Kimi goes onto the soft, so interesting. Ferrari are going to try and go for that one stop. So, right, here we go. Then we're going to pull over to the right-hand side and get ready for our first and only stop of the race. Here we go, really finding the track limits here, also trying to keep it within the white lines at all times. And now let's get it also down for the pit entry. Very slow down. There we go. Right, that's pretty damn good in my opinion. That was a bloody almost perfect, I'd say, pit entry there. Just absolutely nailing everything. And here we go into the pit box on the pit jack. 2.3, not too shabby. Vettel is also on softs, quite interesting. Hamilton on supers, also very interesting. Different spread of tyres here compared to all the different drivers here. But here's Bottas. He's going to be the guy we're racing. He's on soft, so he's going to the end on those tyres. So we're going to be racing him, I think, for position. However, I can also see him coming in, like I said, with the Ferraris. You know, that's a lot of laps to take the soft tyres. So let's see how these guys cope. But I think I'm going to have the advantage here of also tyre wear. And I feel like on the exact same time, we're going to be neck and neck between myself and the Mercedes personally, which I think we've got some good pace here. So let's try and settle into this race now, into this second stint on this new tyre. And let's see what our pace is like. Alright, a great turn one. I'm going to crank it up to rich mix here, and we're going to try and go for a move, I think, on Bottas. I'm a little bit far back, but I'm going to keep it in the rich, knock it down a standard, and I do fancy myself on the brake in here, so we're going to go for it into the hairpin, very tight, leaving the room on the outside just about, open up the DRS, whack it up to rich mix, and there we go, we're past Bottas. Pretty nice move in my opinion, nice late braking manoeuvre, and it just goes to show the confidence I've got on the brakes. And also, I've got to say, the car is really impressing me. It feels really, really good around this circuit. Maybe that's the upgrades kicking in, but the car feels absolutely brilliant. And we're now up at the PE5, so let's try and push on here and try and pull away from Bottas. Okay, Lewis is coming in, so that's going to promote me up into PE3 now. So we're in a podium position now. The question is, can we hold on to this until the end of the Grand Prix? Let's see how this pans out. Oh, virtual safety car. And that was just behind us. I think I just passed like a Haas who was backwards there at the final corner, but it looked like a spin. I saw him spin right in front of me, so I don't think it'll be a very long virtual safety car, just so that the guy can get moving again, but it's a good chance for us to save some fuel. So yep, let's try and save a little bit of fuel here, but overall I feel pretty good so far. We've only got about 10 laps to go, and if it all goes well, then I think we can be getting a podium here today, because it's looking like no one's really challenging me at the moment. I mean, Bottas is there, and I think he's going to be there for a little while. But you know, I think I can keep him behind me because we're on the same tyres. The question is, if Perez and Hamilton come knocking on their faster tyres, then I might have a bit more of a problem. So let's try and save some fuel here and try and get this car home in P3. Okay, I'm actually catching Sebastian Vettel here bit by bit. I've got a little bit of fuel saved up for rich mix, so if I get a sniff, I'm definitely going to try and go for it here. Oh, another virtual safety car. Jeez. I don't know what happened there, but no one's retired, so that's a bit of a weird one for me. But I heard a yellow flag, but I couldn't see anything on the track, so I don't know. Another virtual safety car here, very weird. Either way, it's going to buy us a little bit more time to save some rich mixture and also save these tyres a little bit more here. So Vettel, as you can just see him, red stain up the road there, and we are catching, but I need as much rich mix as possible to have a chance at having a crack at him. So let's hope this virtual safety car gives me enough fuel to do so. Right, here we go then into the final sector for the final time. Perez right out my rear end here. He's going to try and make a move, but there's just not enough time left. So we're going to bring it home through the final corner for a brilliant third place and a one-stop strategy. But the car was absolutely phenomenal. The pace was really, really competitive. And this is the first time in a while where I could say at a track where we don't normally perform that well, or we haven't done that well in the past, I felt like we had a good car there. I did 36 laps of just great lap time and good pace, and it's been a while since I've had one of them races where I genuinely felt like I drove the wheels off the wagon and every lap was like a qualifying lap. That was one to remember for sure, and one to look back on this season, because it's once again another podium. So that's 4 in a row now, and building some steady momentum. However, we are once again behind Vettel and Raikkonen, which is slightly annoying for the championship fight, but I know my chance will come, and the next race could be a chance, you know, at my home race in the British Grand Prix with that big upgrade coming. But as you can see, we're on the podium once again, like I said, for the 4th race running, but this time Raikkonen is the one who wins for Ferrari and not Sebastian Vettel. So hopefully we can see a bit more of that and not so much Sebastian on top step for a little while, because Vettel was running away with it at the front of the championship. But overall, that was a very, very enjoyable Austrian Grand Prix, and we're now going to move into the final race results, drivers and constructors standings to see how everything shakes up after that crazy race. Right, so looking at the final race results, and before we do jump into it, I do want to apologise, guys. I've realised after recording straight after this that I run out of hard drive space, therefore I don't know what I'm going to do with this video. I think I'm probably going to mash it up into replay cam, so I do apologise for that straight away. But this is also the second attempt of me recording it, so I'm not going to really do it again because I'm really getting tired of doing this race now. But hopefully you guys can appreciate that. Either way, looking at the final race results, Raikkonen wins, Sebastian comes home in second, and we ran up the podium there. So good result for us with Perez in P4, Valtteri Bottas in P5 ahead of Lewis Hamilton in P6, and finally Esteban Ocon in 7th ahead of Ricciardo, Grosjean and Alonso, scoring the final point there for McLaren. Verstappen just missing out, and my teammate Felipe Massa only managing 14th place, and Daniel Kvyat the only retirement from today's race. But in terms of the driver standings, as you can see, it means that Vettel has his lead cut to 8 points from his teammate Kimi Raikkonen, and then between Perez, Hamilton and myself and even Ocon, it's all pretty close there for the battle for third place, with Sergio Perez overtaking Lewis Hamilton this weekend and Bottas also overtaking Max Verstappen there lower down the order. But in terms of the Constructors' final, you can see that we do hold on to 4th place, 15 points clear of Red Bull there. But we're now going to move into the laptop. So as you can see in the laptop, we are pretty damn close to beating Ricciardo in the rivalry there, quite comfortably beaten, and hopefully there'll be one more to us in our total score. Also, the purple bar on the bottom right absolutely maxed out there. And then in terms of development, as you can see, we have got the the major aero upgrade coming next week, as you can see there, and that's going to come for the next race in Britain, my home race. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully they'll give us a nice performance boost going into that race, and we can try and challenge for the upper echelons and the higher positions there. But other than that, guys, as you can see, that's the current power unit situation. We've still got 3 fresh engines to use, and 1 and 2 are starting to feel a little bit knackered now, so we've got to try and take those a bit more easily with those 2. But other than that, guys, a big thank you for watching this episode. We aren't going to put any upgrades on today as I don't have enough points, so we are just going to swiftly move over to the next race in Britain. But if you have enjoyed this episode, please leave a like on the video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here for plenty more F1 content, and also please be sure to check out these videos on screen by chance if you have missed them. And also please do check out GTM Mega, guys, in the links down below in the description. Use the code TOM97 for a 5% discount at checkout. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.